Like if your kid is ever lost or anything, to
Yeah.
find a mom or find a biker,
Yeah.
because they're so helpful and they're so just genuine and wonderful people. Are you ready to get started? Welcome to Fondy Famous. I am Kelly Northley. Today we're here at Open Road Harley-Davidson, and this feature is sponsored by Steve Ward's Builders. We're here with Matt to hear a little bit about how you came to having a Harley dealership.
So it's a crazy story. I was in the Marine Corps. I got out. I moved back, finished college in the Midwest, and it was one of those weird, like we just had snow ice storms. It was like 20 below, 30 below wind chill. And I told myself the day I graduate, I'm leaving. So I got a job actually in Arizona with the city of Phoenix, running a sports complex. Got there and it was very different than what I expected. Like small town Illinois, you could live on the income that I made. But I guess as a college kid, I didn't think that I'd have adult bills. So I got out there, even though I had a full-time job, I didn't have any money. So a friend of a friend got me a job, a part-time job. I worked 410s for the city. So the 3 days a week I was off, he got me a part-time job, literally pushing a broom and washing motorcycles. And
Were they Harleys?
it was a metric store then.
Okay.
And I loved it. And after about 6 months of doing both, I decided this is what I want to do. So I remember calling my dad and saying, I don't want to do this anymore. This is what I want to do. Like, and I thought he'd be like, you went to college, but he's like, do what makes you happy.
Yep.
So I quit. I got a job, full-time job, and this is where luck pulls into it. So in Arizona in the early 90s, it was growing. So I went to an organization that had 2 stores, got some opportunities. They opened the 3rd store. I got a little bit more opportunity, and I was with them for 15 years.
Wow.
And when I left, they had 50 stores. They had grown. So right place, right time. I'd rather have luck than skill any day, right? So after about 15 years, I convinced my wife that I wanted to do this on my own. So I got her to say yes to cashing out the 401k, spending all of our savings, mortgaging the house, and told her it's going to go the way it goes. And she's like, this is your dream. And I was like, I don't know if it's my dream, but I feel like it is. And I bought a store. I bought a partnership into a store. Did that for a while. Was able to get a second one. And then so on and so forth. So I got here, and this is kind of comfortable for me.
Yep.
So I did sell one of my stores last year so I can concentrate this through the economy, through the situation of Harley right now. But meeting the new CEO at Harley, the guy is fantastic. He has it together. He knows what he's doing. I feel more confident than I have in years about the direction of the business. And so here I am every day working in the store and having 1 rooftop right now compared to having 4 rooftops before. And, you know, getting more involved with the community as far as the dealership goes, growing the staff, and that's my story. So how I ended up pushing a broom to owning a Harley store is a lot of information given to me, a lot of luck, and I think that the thing I learned most is you just got to be in it and do it every single day, right? And it's 7 days a week. You can't be asking anybody to do anything you're not willing to do. So, you know, that's the story. You just got to get in, grind it, and do the right thing, empower your staff to do the right thing, fix almost every mistake you can fix, and then hopefully you're winning at the end of that.
I love that you shared that you took a risk on this. Like you said that you cashed out
All
your
of it,
401k. You can decide if you want to share this or not, but have you been able to make that up then since doing this?
Not yet, but it's
Not
a
yet.
7 to 10 year process.
Yep.
It's not
Do you think it was worth it though?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, right? It's growing, it's changing. But, you know, people look at us and sometimes like, oh, they're Harley-Davidson. I'm a small business.
Yep.
I suffer through the, gas hikes, right? I have motorcycles to fill and trucks to drive. Like, that impacts us no different. I mean, I hear it when I go to the grocery store too. I'm there with my wife buying groceries, but when things like insurance goes up or taxes, health insurance, like how that's changed over the last, this is, in August of 25 was my 30th year in the business. And it was such a good momentum, or a memorable thing, because I had taken my son out to Sturgis for bike week. He'd never been. And I was sitting around with some other dealers and some executives I've known for years. And I was like, oh, it's August 5th today. I was like, this is my anniversary. Having that moment with my kid in Sturgis, like where I've come, my life has been very blessed. And I've met a lot of people and done a lot of cool things. But the really great things in my life have come from customer relationships, employee relationships, motor company relationships. I couldn't ask for anything more.
What do you think in doing all of this has been either your favorite or the coolest thing that you've gotten to do?
Well, Harley has trips they get to send you on. So I've gotten to take trips, cruises and trips like that. But honestly, when I would tell you the coolest thing about this job is something I learned about 5 or 6 years ago. And I was having trouble finding people that wanted to grow. And it finally clicked on me. What's the difference between a job and a career? And so I'll tell you a story about one of the guys that works here. Came in high school, and he was pushing a broom like I am. I always have a soft spot for that. Mm-hmm. And his parents are in construction, super hardworking, smart, logical kid. And he said to me at one point in time, I think I want to be a technician. Well, there's a couple technical schools out there. I mean, $30,000 to go, 18 months long. And I was like, I got a better idea. So Harley created an internal training class right here in Milwaukee. So you can drive down, the 1 week a month that it is. And I got him involved in that class. And now he's a technician for us. He'll be a master tech in a couple years.
Wow.
And I think changing a job to a career with somebody is like, I don't know. Business is business. It's hard sometimes. It's fun sometimes. But watching somebody that had a job have a career. Our motor clothes manager came to us 3 or 4 years ago as a receptionist, needed motor clothes, parts or accessory sales, jumped her into that board. The opportunity came. Now she runs our A&L department, and she does a fantastic job because now she has a career, right? Yep. That's what makes me feel good.
Okay. On the flip side of that, what do you think has been the most challenging thing with owning this business?
Well, trying to meet the customer's needs but still be able to operate the business, I think, is tough. And I think that people don't always realize that, we're not making the money people think we make, right? It just, people are like, well, the car business. Well, the car business does well because they sell 10,000 cars a year. We sell 300 motorcycles a year. I said it just doesn't do it. I guess this would be a question. Any of you ladies can answer this. How much does Harley cost?
$32,000.
I was gonna say 30-ish.
18.
Our average bike is $21,000.
Wow.
We have an entry-level bike coming out this summer. It's $59.99. So one of the funny stories I tell people all the time is there's this lie that motorcycle people tell. If a Harley guy buys a $30,000 Harley, he'll tell everybody he spent 40 on it. If a Honda guy spends 30 grand on a Honda, he tells everybody he spent 20 on it, right? So they're not, right? Our average price or our average payment on a bike is like $237.
Wow.
And people don't realize it because false information, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Assumptions, yeah.
So I think the toughest thing now is people want to make more money. My cost of employee is much greater than it was.
Yep.
My cost of goods, gas, insurance, electric, all that stuff is harder. So making the decision, but making it based on mathematical stuff instead of gut feelings. I trim back. So Harley had a program where they were selling things online and people didn't have to come in the store.
Yep.
My response to that was, I'm not going to have as much stuff in my store.
Yep.
And people are like, why? I'm like, there's a mathematical equation. This is how much you need to sell X
Yep.
amount of stuff. Well, this is how we run a healthy business, and this is how we have to do, and this is what we've learned works. And I think that's probably tough.
Yep.
Hey, my name's Steve from Steve Wirtz Builders. We are a local contractor that focus on pretty much anything that residential construction offers. We started small and now we do it all. If you are looking to build a home or a remodel, please give us a call. That number is 920-923-6063. And you can talk to Missy. You'll be probably the one that answers, and she's actually the one you want to talk to. She will set up a meeting so we can go through that project with you. And even if you're not sure if you want to start it now or later, that is a great place to start, and we're happy to walk you through the process. Now let's get back to the podcast.
You do quite a bit within our community. I know last year, I don't even know if you know or not, but we were out here selling Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was really cool. They had reached out and asked us to come in, but I know you do
Because
things
it's fun.
like that. Yeah, it's fun. The kids had a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Your employees were great with them. But you do that a
Well,
lot.
they all
You
act
have
like
people.
kids, so that's the important part. Right?
They
We
do
s-
act
we
like
sell
kids. They were
fun,
so
like-
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to do a couple things. So in the summertime, what I do is called, it's basically a brat fry, and we call it grill and chill. And what I do is I find the way the law works is I think you can do 2 events a year per organization without going through all the health code
Rigmarole.
stuff, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So I tell everybody you can pick 2 weekends a year, 6 or 7 local organizations, motorcycle clubs, Boy Scouts,
Yep.
things like that. I supply the food. So I'll go to Walmart and buy the brats and the buns and the mustard. They come out, they do the cooking, and they
Do
get
you guys
to keep
have
the
a
money.
special Harley grill?
I
They have
do.
one.
I
Do you?
do.
Oh, I
So
gotta see that.
When I first
Yes.
bought the store, I think Elmira School Tech High School built this big grill, and they put it up for auction, and then I bought it because I thought it was fun to buy. So we did it. We roll it out in a truck, and they grill. And all I ask the people is clean up after yourself, make sure the grill's clean up the mess. They can make some money, but more than making the money, it brings people out to me, which is beneficial.
Yep.
But it makes people aware of the charity.
Yep.
Right? So, different riding clubs, hog chapters, girls, like your Girl Scouts that sold cookies.
Yep.
Hey, if they want to pick a weekend and come out and do something, perfect and great. So we do it outside mostly, and it's, you pull up to a Harley dealership at noon on a Saturday, you can eat a brat or a hot dog and grab a soda or water and
Yep.
stop. So it's fun.
Yeah. Stop. Check it out. Meet some nonprofits and organizations.
Yeah. So we
Okay.
try to do that. Pretty common in the summer.
Yeah. And you do a little bit with some veterans as well?
Yes, so I try to support the veterans cause. So we have a couple things going on. We do I Got Your Six ride, which is done by the American Legion Riders. They leave here, it's early June. We have their shirts for sale downstairs, and it's not through us, it's their shirts. Hit a QR code and PayPal or something, we pay them, but that helps get the word out. And then this year, MVMA got along with K9. They're raising money, so they're raffling off a motorcycle. Tickets are
Okay.
$100 a piece. They're limited tickets. They're raffling off a
I
bike.
tell my husband about that.
Yeah, and it's a really neat thing. We've ordered a bike for them, and then I think September or Labor Day weekend they'll do a drawing, and it raises funds so they can train another canine dog.
I
One of the
didn't see
guys
that.
that has one of the canines from this organization came in to buy a raffle ticket for it. It was
wow.
kind of cool. So it was neat.
Okay.
So try to help the community, help the cause. A lot of riders, everyone's connected to Harley. So I tell people where I hear the best stories in the world is I'm on a bike on a Sunday in Malone or Pipe, and I pull in, and there's, typically 70, 89-year-old lady who comes up and says, oh, my husband and I used to ride, and they tell stories, right? You're never in a hurry when you're riding because you're always going to run into that, and those are great stories. So it's fun to hear how it was and what riding has meant. Because like I said earlier, I've met some of the best people through work. Well, that goes for everybody, right?
Yep.
You know, riders are very charitable. Anytime there's a ride, people are like, oh, I'll give you $20 to whatever charity it is for a T-shirt and a lunch, and you know, it's a $5 T-shirt and a $3 lunch, but it's going for a cause and it gives them something to do. So
We were talking about this earlier about like if your kid is ever lost or anything, to
Yeah.
find a mom or find a biker.
Yeah.
Because they're so helpful and they're so just genuine and wonderful people. Which is funny because people think they're like rough around the edges.
well, that's the image they like to give, but any of them are pretty good, right? And our customers support us. So a fun support story when COVID hit. Customers were calling, hey, are you guys going to be okay, right? No one knew what was going to happen. This different riding club that I had been helpful to, like would send pizza up once a week. It's like, your guys aren't making any money. You know, each one of them just took it. And he said to me, he's like, what can we do? What can we buy to help you? I was like, at this point, nobody knows what's happening, but they all came in one day, about 75 of them, and all bought a T-shirt. They're like, hey, I don't know if you need T-shirt sales, but we know it'll put money in your business. And I was like, yeah, no.
That is community.
Right? They were worried. They were worried for lots of
They
reasons.
showed up for
and
you.
Yeah, and they did show up for me, and that was pretty cool.
Wow.
So that was a very good thing from that group. I was very humbled and proud at the same time.
Do you mind sharing what group that was, or?
Yeah, they're called Rare Breed. They're
Okay.
a bike group out of, they're a national group, but
Yep.
the relationship over years was built. They're great guys.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
What do you think you love about Fond du Lac the most?
You know what I like most about Fond du Lac? It's the people, right? So, a sad but good story. My neighbor, when I moved to that, bought a house half a mile from there. Like, you could probably see it if the highway wasn't there. And I moved in, 90-plus-year-old guy comes over, asks me if I need help. I'm like, no, I'm good. And this guy, he just passed away 2 weeks ago.
But he mowed, hand pushed his own lawn, picked his own weeds. He was just like that guy. So I'm gone for a snowstorm 2 years ago. And I come up and I'm looking at, and the guy that plowed my driveway is the guy that plows here, and he caught a little bit of the grass. We're not a big deal, right?
Yep.
And Paul came over, he's like, I'm so sorry I couldn't get to it before this guy plowed it. I'm like, Paul, you're 93 years old, and you're apologizing that you couldn't shovel my sidewalk?
Yep.
Just, that's the kind of community it is, right? I love the farmer's market. Like, you'll find me 8 o'clock every week down there.
Oh, we should go together. I go for the coffee, naturally.
Yeah, so I get my coffee from Joe there
Okay.
on Saturday mornings, and my wife always gets noodles from the Amish. And then, you know, every place has, this place has good corn, this place has good this. But my wife and I were talking about this last night, that's how we figure out what we're going to eat. Like, we see what's available, and we're like, okay, now we can go. But
You're talking my language right now. That's why I go for coffee and food.
yeah, I've met great people. Terry Davis from the radio station has been fantastic. Sandy from the diner has been supportive and kind. I don't think people realize what this town offers, and it offers a lot. You know, county seats are always more of a mixed community than most, right? Because courthouses and things like that. But downtown is incredible. You have great restaurants. You have tons of activities. You have the lake. I mean, I think you kind of get a lot of a big city, but you don't get the hustle and bustle of a big city, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah. It is a pretty good place to live.
Yeah, when you came back, what were you most excited about?
What? Oh, you're going to ask me a question?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. What was I most excited about? It is exactly what you're saying. Like, people here are so generous and they're so eager to help one another. You just have to kind of start. You have to start saying hi, and you have to start going and showing up.
Well, I
and you
think-
show up and they'll show up for you.
When I bought the store up here, my son-in-law is from Milwaukee, and he made a comment about Fond du Lac, right? And I'm like, you know what's not here is pretentious. And I think that the outside communities are a little like, oh, Fond du Lac.
Yep.
That's perfectly fine with me. They can stay wherever they're at, in my opinion.
Yep.
Right? So it's interesting because here my customer base is
All over.
30, 40 miles out. And, you know, people are always here, hey, I want to go grab lunch. Well, you know, best burger spot, I think, is 1111 over
Where are you
there,
gonna
right?
say that? Yes.
Just head over there
So
and grab.
good.
Yeah. And people come all the time from somewhere else like, that was a good burger. I was like,
Yep.
yeah, no shit, it's a good burger, right? And it's just awesome. So a lot of things I like, but it's what you make of anything.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people here just need to be reminded of why it's wonderful.
And how good they have it.
And how good they have it, yeah. I have one last question for you.
What's that?
What made you want to be on Fondy Famous?
Some of it really is just, I like what you do. I think it's cool. I think it's good for the community, and we all have to face our challenges. So this is my challenge to say, I can do this.
Yes.
That's all.
Thank you. Thank you for being on. Appreciate it.